All right, welcome back guys to the channel. I'm sorry it has been a little bit of time between drinks, but we are back on the GQ now. In this episode, Mitch gets started with the front Bullbar, spicy looking thing. It's looking badass for this truck. All while I head out to Luke Finke's new property, 400 acres of wheeling heaven. He's gonna be building a couple of drift tracks. We hang out there with a couple of mates. Bit on in this episode, so let's rip straight into it.
All right, what's going on guys? We're back, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, where have we been? Been away for 3 weeks now. We had a bunch of shows. We had Melbourne show, Christchurch show, and Sydney show all back to back. So that's why we didn't post, we didn't have any content, and we can't really make any content of the shows. We are sorry about how staggered this build has been. Now we're back. Show's over for the year, so now it's all stations go on the GQ. I hooked in a little bit yesterday, just pretty much stripping it back apart from the shows because we just did sub it together for the shows. We put the doors, guards on, nothing really lined up. It was all bad. Anyways, let's get into the episode and I'll show you guys what we've been up to. Intro. Alright, so I have gone and mounted the radiator that we had from PWR. It was it's actually a TD42 radiator, but they're massive aluminium version. No crap Temu stuff around here, only the best, thanks to PWR. Knocked up some radiator brackets because we lost them when we shaved the bay, so knocked up some nice little clean ones there. Got the grill fitted, about to rip that off so I can show you guys what else I did yesterday. And then we also, before we even had the build, we ordered this intercooler from PWR, which is pretty sick. So it's 2 inlets, 1 outlet out the top. Now, originally, plan was to run it this way, but then you're running no bonnet latch, bulge in the bonnet. That was fun. So we've got a 2 inlets, 1 out the top. Now, originally we wanted it over top to keep the engine bay clean, but that wasn't gonna work. So yesterday, I had this bright idea to flip it, and this bright idea works. Made up some brackets, mounted it, and now we're gonna run one underneath, up, and then straight in to keep the engine bay completely symmetrical. All right, that was a dog to fit, but it's here, okay? I've left the top brackets for our friends at Hyperfab to do. Now I'm gonna be heading down there in the next episode to get them to do all of our intercooler piping. We can do the piping ourselves. However, Hyperfab, they're just really good at what they do. The welds are 10 times better. And for a super clean build like this, I wanna kinda go that direction. So I'm still gonna be down there helping them out, jumping on the tools with them and shit, and actually show you guys how all the piping is made properly. But anyways, there's our cooler.
Right, to avoid cutting corners and not forgetting anything, we decided to write a list. A long list. There's a bit to do on this thing.
All right, now some parts have arrived for our sway bars to mount them because we didn't have them in for a while, and they're very essential if you don't like rolling over. So we've gone and got the Superflex sway bar kit from Superior Engineering, and it comes with literally everything you need. It comes with the bolts to the diff, linkages, quick release linkages, which I won't be running because I don't believe I don't need quick releases. I like to keep these sway bars in. I've also went and got some brand new sway bar perches or saddles from Patrol Apart. Now, these are pretty commonly lost or snapped item. We've snapped a few of these, and you know, when people take their sway bars out, they usually discard these and then can't find them again. So if you are chasing a new set, you can get this all from Patrol Apart too, which is really cool. Have good, brand new, genuine Nissan products. All right guys, now we're moving on to something really important in every build, and that's brakes. So it's all well and good going super fast with twin turbo LS, but it's actually way cooler if you can stop. So we're going with a full brake upgrade from Patrol Apart. Now this is a new thing that they've got coming out, and as soon as I seen it, I went, shit, we need that because we need to stop, right? So in the kit, it comes with these massive calipers. I think they're a version of the TB48 brakes, but they bolt onto GU diffs. Now that's pretty much the biggest brakes you can get. So that's gonna be able to pull us up. The pads are huge, the rotors are nice and beefy as well. And we're also upgrading to a GU booster because it's a twin diaphragm booster opposed to the GQ single diaphragm booster. It's also smaller in diameter, so it helps us with our pipe work. So we're gonna get into this now. I'll run you through the kit, how to install it, and you'll see, we'll do a brake test obviously when it's running, and you'll see how good these brakes work. All right guys, so I did have new rotors on here and they got a bit surface rusty and went a bit gross, but we're gonna rip these back off now. I've done the other side already just to get my head around the kit, make sure it all bolts in perfectly. And it just works. You know when stuff just works, guys? It just works, all right? The kit just freaking works. So we're gonna rip this off, rip off our hub, rip off our brake, change the brake out, put in the caliper, hook it up, and then we're done. Move on to the rear, chuck in the GU booster when it gets here. It's just, we forgot to order it, so our bad, it's coming. And then we can hook up all the vac assist stuff. And my plan, if I can't lock up 37s, then I've done something wrong.
Alrighty, ripping the front diffs apart, the CV's out for a second time. But look, while we got new fresh parts there, we might as well bang them on. So, new set of rotors heading on here, got the hubs off, repacked all the bearings and put the thing back together, ready for the new brake kit to go on.
Holy shit, and just like that, we're done. Brake calipers on, lines in, clips are in, banjos are all in. Now we're ready to bleed the system up. We're still waiting for the rears to get here because they're on back order, but another little trick for you guys. We're actually gonna blank off one of the ports in this little block that runs from your booster. Now, the reason you do that is because we've deleted our proportioning valve. Now, at the back of these old cars, you would know if you've bled a system before, they've got a valve that the further your car has weight on it, the harder it applies the rear brakes. Now, but despite contrary belief, I've also got this information from a really handy brake guy, so you can't question me. Delete the proportioning valve because your brake booster is already 70-30 split for pressure. Obviously it has 70% front, 30% rear, so you actually don't need your proportioning valve, especially if your weights aren't changing that much. And a lot of times they get shitty, they get old, and they get crammed up with stuff, and you won't even know that you actually don't have rear brakes. So deleted that, ran one hard line to the back so it's a straight split out of the booster. Makes it a lot more consistent and a lot better. So we've deleted that as well. We're gonna blank off that port now. And then once the rear brakes get here, throw them in. We can bleed the whole system up and have some of the best brakes a GQ Patrol will ever handle. So if you guys are chasing any of this stuff, you know where to get it. Patrol apart, hit them up. Remember guys, braking is cool. All right guys, now on the line of brakes and hydraulics and that sort of thing, we're also gonna move on to our clutch slave and booster. For an LS conversion, you pretty much just consult Marks as always, and then they have a solution for your problems. So I'll chuck that in now, show you guys how it sorts, and super easy install. Cannot complain. Thank you very much, Marks 4-wheel drive. I couldn't do an LS swap without yous.
The next day.
Good morning, lovely people. So yesterday we did the fuel reg, we done a few of the fuel stuff, we did the clutch master, that sort of stuff. Today, Sam's gonna take care of all the fuel lines and the wiring because he's done a lot of experience with those fuel lines. So I'm going to kind of stand back and learn all that because he's made a few mistakes in his time and he knows what not to do when it comes to fuel lines. So I'm just gonna learn off him. That way we don't set this thing on fire. But today we're gonna start building Bullbar sliders, potentially rear bar if I get a bit carried away. So for the Bullbar, it's gonna be a bit of a weird one. Nothing that anybody makes will work for it. So obviously you have to build it yourself, built not bought. This massive intercooler is gonna be a drama, so there has to be vents there and this big pipe underneath. Also means I'm gonna have to do some kind of custom bash plates and stuff. Some of you may not know this is actually what I do as a side hustle. I build bull bars for RC Colorados, RA7s, and soon to be N70 Hiluxes, and now soon to be GQ Patrols with a full custom wide body and intercooler if you have that. So as any great bull bar starts off, you need to use some really high-tech materials. I usually start off with cellulose-based fiber products. That's a scientific industry term for cardboard. So any bull bar just starts with cardboard, a pair of scissors, and probably a Stanley knife, guys. Anybody can do this at home. Then you trace it out, cut it onto metal, or use a plasma cutter if you have the luxury, or if you're pretty handy on CAD, which I highly recommend, just get handy on CAD, then you can CAD all this stuff, send it off to a third-party laser cutter, they can cut it for you, it gets back, problem solved. So if you are gonna get into making your own bull bar, I recommend just spend a couple days nerding out on Fusion, save you a lot of time. All right guys, so on Friday, my creative juices weren't really flowing how I would have liked, so I gave it the weekend to think about it and we've came back to it today. Now, I've made a few infills and we're gonna do like a scoop sort of insert. Obviously, a number plate's gonna sit in here, so it won't actually look so big and open. I'm about to make a number plate holder for some slimline plates, but now we're gonna move on to our wings. So as you guys seen, it's actually pretty simple if you just start with cardboard. I then cut this out on Fusion and then welded this up together. Doesn't look like much right now, guys. Obviously this bar isn't winch compatible because of this massive intercooler, but you know, if we ever really had to, we could run a mid-mount winch or something along those lines. but I don't think it'll be necessary on this car. You don't really get bogged with 700 horsepower. So let's start working on the wings, and I'll show you guys the cardboard process on that again. Just get more cardboard and keep giving it a crack till you're happy with the shapes, guys. It's pretty simple.
Pretty simple indeed. The old CAD design, cardboard assisted design, came to strike back again, but with an actual plasma cutter we could cut up some of the stuff to make the cuts a little bit more perfect. Then it was a case of just putting the jigsaw together, gluing it up with some weld and blending off.
Alright guys, so this is kind of where we're at now. I'll give you a little run through in a minute. It's not perfect by all means at all. There's a few bits that have a bit of gaps and stuff, but I've made the entire thing out of 5mm plate, so we're actually going to be able to fill those gaps pretty damn easily, as well as hit anything and it will not move. Now, I'll give you a quick run through. I'm just going to do the voiceover, Sam, so you can put B-roll over top, okay? Started off with the cradle here. Now I've tried to maximize airflow with it. Obviously there'll be a number plate in here so it won't be a big gaping hole. I don't like boring bull bars. I take a lot of inspiration from Profab over in NZ. He's a sick bloke as well. You would have seen him in our NZ series. He has that sick Ranger with the really cool trays. I take a lot of inspiration from his work. I like the sharp angles, the something different, the change of directions and everything. I think it's really cool. King's Customs, very similar style as well, and Benno's Creations over in NZ as well. So I take a lot of inspiration from those guys. That's my style that I like to work with, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Now, moving on to the wings here, I've kind of tried to go with 4 different directions. So we've got flat, the taper back a little bit, then the underplate, then fill that in with a triangle to try and bring more depth to the wing so it's not as boring and flat. Followed the body around there and kept it super tight to the car as well. Now, the reason I've kept it tight is I just like things that look clean and slim. We're not running a winch. I'm gonna brace the back of these wings up real heavy so we can hit anything we want and it doesn't matter. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how this has come out, to be honest. Now I'll start showing you the weld out procedure and how not to warp your bull bar. All right guys, now we're at the pretty important part, weld out. And what I've done is clamped everything to the table, and then made a bunch of jig mounts and stuff around it that kind of sit tight under the bar so we can clamp everything so it doesn't move when you're welding it, because, you know, heat, weld, expansion, contraction, all that stuff. So we're going to move this table over there, that way we're not spraying any sparks, anything more towards the GQ. Then we're going to take down all these edges so they're a nice edge and then weld them out. Alright guys, that's it, welded out now. I did a quick test fit off camera to make sure it still fit and I didn't warp anything, and we're all good. So now it's time to blend off. Now I'm going to teach you guys a little thing. Pretty sure I've mentioned it on the channel before. I know I've ranted about it on my Instagram, and it's these things. These aren't, flappy discs are not for blending welds, guys. Flappy discs are for doing corners and things that you don't care about. These called fiber discs, not a sponsor. If any fiber disc brand would like to sponsor us, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome, but basically get a backing pad, fiber disc, obviously don't use them on their own, and you'll be able to blend everything off straight and nice. Start with a 36 and I go to an 80 to get rid of scratches, move to a 120 to finalize, and then just hit it with an Orbi sander and that makes a nice finish. I'll do a before and after shot so you guys can see what I mean. So SP's grinders, their new Ranger grinders, has a variable speed. So it's actually super handy for this sort of stuff. If you're doing like in tight nooks and crannies, you need to be really delicate. See that? Pretty cool, I think. You can do variable speed grinders now, so that's awesome to have. All right, let's get into blending off. Let's lock in. Alright guys, that 2 minute, maybe 3 minute segment you guys seen was about 10 hours. I'm wrecked. So I laid into the grinder all day pretty much, orbital, die grinder in these corners. Had to touch up a lot of spots. There's a bit of porosity here and there. That's what you get off the plasma cutter, unfortunately. So it causes porosity, but Yeah, bar's done essentially. Now it just needs a bit of bog here and there. Some. I need to do the bottom once we have the intercooler piping all done, so I can kind of cover that and make a bash plate for that. But other than that, the bar's pretty much done.
What's up, G?
Uber for Mike Lake.
All right, so we picked up Mikey boy. We're heading out to Luke Finke's house, actually. I'll tell you about what's going on there, but he's bought a new property. Well, we're in a mad rush. We literally need to be somewhere half an hour ago, and it's an hour away. So we'll get there, let you know what's happening. Hey! Now mine worked.
DJ on Inception.
I thought you were in the US, my guy.
Look at these dickheads. Everywhere.
I don't know what's happening, but we're down at Shell. He's filming a fucking ad for something. All right, I'll go move this thing out of here. Luke has like probably 10 guys already at his property, and he's like still 3 hours away, and they're all hanging out there without him. We have no plans, just winging it.
I thought it was just gonna be me and Luke licking each other's feet for the weekend, and here we are.
Okay, so that's right. We were meant to head out to this property, but Luke's like, look, drop into Shell first. He's filming an ad for a new sponsor, I'm pretty sure. So I got a little bit involved in that, which was cool. Then we headed out to see the property.
Wouldn't have done that. I didn't even notice it was flat. I pulled over to tighten my straps.
I wonder how long it's been like that. I reckon you'll make it home.
Yeah, that's it.
Bro, you're like 5 Ks away.
We'll make it home.
I reckon just send it, bro.
Yeah, I like your attitude.
We're literally like 9 kilometers from it, so. I'll let you know if it's when we get there. Alrighty guys, here we are, we've rocked up. You may recognize this place it would have been over a year ago. I came out here when this was the driver's compound with Dylan, and we did some testing on the Pajero that we took up to Cape York. And we're back here again because Luke has bought the place, and there's 6 drift tracks getting built.
6? Yeah, so I've got Mike Lake up here, invited yourself out, a few other people. We've got some Ultra 4 race trucks coming out. We're meant to have rally guys coming out, but we've had a dump of rain, so the tracks are a bit wet.
Yeah. So there are a few tracks out here.
We're pushing tracks.
Yeah, we want to make a little bit of a 4B course out here.
A bunch of 4B courses.
And
all of them.
The plan's to open a 4B park,
Full dry park camping, so you guys will be able to come out here in the very, very near future. There's talk of a race happening very soon with Ultra 4 as well. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll see. But yeah, stay tuned on my socials. If anything ever pops up or it opens for you guys, I'll chuck it on my story.
It's a magic spot.
Yeah, it's
just
awesome.
So nice out here.
So over the next couple of days, we'll see what's out here. Find places we've probably never seen before. That's the whole idea this weekend, is to explore the joint. And you found an AU Falcon, you sniffed it out.
The most
BA,
important
XR6.
thing. We can't be here without
It's a BA.
But we're the Falcon.
BF.
It's a Falcon.
I don't know anything about any of these Falcons, but I know we have one,
And we're going to get it running.
and we're gonna slap. Apparently, we have to slap a muffler on it.
Okay, it runs. It just needs an exhaust. Oh yeah, by the way, the wheel the wheel made it. This one made it, but this one not so good. It wasn't too bad. Hey, what's up?
Not much, mate. I'm just.
How did he con you into moving out? You live out here,
I live out here. I'm in Donga 1.
so you're the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
He really knows what he's doing. Look at this.
So I had a bit of an instance the other day where with the generator, I kind of forget they have exhausts. So I put
melted
a hole in
through.
the side of the diesel pod.
Aircon and no heater over there, and it's freezing out here at night, so that'd be funny. So I got the trusty rig this weekend. I'm just craving a camp. The big GU, mate. Look at that. I haven't been camping for so long. Beer fridge is looking that good. I got a little. Oh, what do we got? We got Woodstock. This is new. Canadian Club Crush, and some ginger beers. Pepsi Max. You fill up your dash with fluid, do you?
I'm gonna make sure the dash is full.
Make sure the dash is full. So we've got blinker fluid, dash fluid, and we're good to roll. Man, playing around with these was actually super fun. It took me back to the days when me and Churchy had that green comp truck we used to compete with. So I'm getting a little itch to get another one. So if anyone's got one for sale, real cheap, I might buy it and boost around the property on it. Yeah, you got me! Hell yeah! Right, gotta go get Mike's reaction. It's like his first time in a four-wheel drive. It's your first time in a wheeling car. How does it feel? It's effortless. That's sick. It's so good, eh? Oh, shit! Roscoe's bloody giving me the keys, and Mike is in Luke's. He's driving already. I'm going to follow him in his line, see how we go. Try follow his lines. Oh, I'll put him first. Oh yeah, this thing's bloody effortless. I had it in the wrong gear before. Whoa! Holy shit! Let me help you, big boy! Got the seesaw going. That's sick. Woohoo! All right, it's very wet. I don't know if you remember, but last time I was here, that corner right there is where I smoked third gear in the 80 series, clutch kicking it. And really? I had Zach Z here when it was pink. Yeah. We brought the 80 and the monster truck thing, and we were cutting laps and kicked it in third, broke the gearbox, but it was all bull dust. So today it's wet, so it seems like it's one or the other. It's like muddy or super dry. So he's over here, he's planning a drift track. It kind of goes through there, little snake, big corner, down the back trees, and there's a pit area there, and then a little snake up around there. So it's all looking good. Get a couple of tracks out here. You just go buy some Luke Finke merch. We need a few $1 million to get this sorted. A sticker might get you a little bit of track, you know. So
I feel like $1 million.
All the support.
We'll do track.
It is a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work, guys. So like all the support helps. I mean, getting the track's one thing, but then everything around it, pit area and bollards and staff and all that, it's a big mission. So
this is a camping area. This beautiful area here.
Oh, it's so nice.
So I'll have toilets and stuff in here.
All camping here.
Did you buy that? $1,300.
So good. It should go. Alright, it's been 55 minutes and they're still going. Like, it's literally been an hour, bro. It's nearly dark. I think you could give up now. Come on! Oh, nearly. Ah!
Well, now we know what can be done.
It's not for everyone. Ross!
How does it feel?
Yeah, wicked. So fun. You're like, nah, never gonna make it. Never gonna make it. And then somehow, fucking, as he always does, pulls it out of the bag.
Oh! That's upside down.